Hey guys, losing $0, making $0, trading the Russell, IWM. Welcome on into the recap. It is 4:25 p.m. Let's get into it. So, this is Tuesday. This actually happened yesterday. I'm getting around to making the recap now. IWM, we're in an open trade on a firm. IWM, what happened? Let's cover the charts here. Let's cover the charts. Because at the end of the day, when you jump into this chart, I had exactly what I wanted. I got exactly what I wanted. IWM. I just did not take profits. So why did I not take profits? Let's talk about it. So here's the breakdown that I'm looking for. I think I talked about it in the last video on the monthly recap because I had some trades I lost on IWM. So we had this little downtrend going on right here. We had this little consolidation right here, looking for the break consolidation for the flush, essentially. And we got it. We got that. I mean, look at this fucking move, dude. I mean, come on. That's a big move, right? How do you not make money on that, right? If you were short. I was short. I got short in here. Yeah, great. I got a little greedy, I think. Not during the trade. I didn't change anything during the trade. I essentially came out here and I said, okay, entry was at 219.14, I believe. Oh, God, dude, I am tired today. Okay. Right here. Stop at 222. And my target was 211. So let's talk about why I had my 211 target. So huge move. That was a 2 point. I was looking for about 2.78 to 1. I mean, that's big. Why did I have a 211 target? If you jump out here on the Russ and you zoom this bad boy out, what you will see, what many will see, is what I like to see, is this little volume gap, little gap-a-rooski right here. And essentially, this comes down to under 210. It's actually like 209, 208, and then back down here is like 206. So I thought to myself, okay, if we're going to get a flush, we're going to get a pullback. The Russell is the weaker link of the S&P, the NASDAQ, etc. Let's roll with the Russell if we get the setup. We get the setup. We're looking for it. I made a mistake playing like a day trade off of the set, essentially a similar setup. We get the 4-hour setup. I look for that. Great. We're in. Let's go. But why all of a sudden do I decide to shoot for a 2.75 to 1 risk reward, or a risking 1 to make 2.75, when normally I'm looking at when my average on the year, let's pull it up. When my average on the year on risk reward or average win-loss ratio is 1.3. What are we doing? I don't know, dude. Honestly, I don't know. I do know it was this. I wanted the gap. And so then on the 4-hour time frame, I jump down to this and we get the nice push. And I'm like, I'm sitting there on Friday morning, like, oh shit. This move, we go to a 5-minute chart. This move is pretty fast. So check this out, right? Like, we gap down Thursday night into Friday. At the open, it's like, whew. So I peaked and I was like, oh, cool. We're under 213. We're pushing towards 212s. We might even get our target today. That'd be insane. And not only do we not get that, but I thought to myself, okay, let's think about this one. By the end of the day, if we're sitting under this 214 area, we'll obviously move our stop loss to break even, which I did. I moved my stop loss to break even pretty early in the morning, in case I forgot. And then I said, okay, so we can't lose in the trade, but if we are, low, and when I said low, sub 215, sub 214 was kind of my ballpark. I'll take some off just in case, because we got a good chunk of the move. We got a big move. We did. And it just so happens that we gap up over the weekend and then we just trend straight up and then stop loss gets taken out, break even on Monday. Simple as that, really. Now, a couple of things I can get into on this one. I don't think it was a bad trade. I think it was actually a good trade. It was per the system, per the strategy, what I was looking for, really. I think just in the grand scheme, when we take a step back and broaden the chart out and look at the overall picture, right? I think we have to understand that we do have, an uptrending environment. And while this was starting to break that down a little bit, we do have an uptrending environment to a degree. It's not the cleanest But dude, I am so sorry for yawning again. But really dating back to April, we're going up. So, you know, I don't know, like you have a little bit of that going on, and you could be trying to catch the beginning of a pullback. And I essentially caught the pullback. I just didn't capitalize on the pullback. It's like, that's the worst when you catch the pullback, but you don't capitalize. Cause then you sit back and you're like, well, not really, not in this case, but generally speaking, people are like, usually people sit back and they're net long, you know, they're net long the market in general. And so when you have the shorts, you make money on the short side, and then you miss it, or you have the opportunity to make money, then you miss out. It pisses you off. I mean, I don't really care. You know, there'll be long trades, there'll be short trades. I'll trade it all. I don't care. I do just whatever the market's doing. But when I talk about in these type of situations, the, you know, elevator up, stairs down, a lot of the times on the long side, there was a period last year, I think, that I was taking a lot of trades, and they just seemed like they were taking forever on the upside, because they'd be very slow. And sometimes it still happens this year even. And then the downside trades are quick, sharp, but you miss them. If you don't catch them, it's too late, and then they reverse. So that's kind of been the situation that's been going on. Until we go into a bear market, I think the downside trades will be few and far between, but there'll be opportunities. You can totally catch them. It's just, you know, a matter of, are you going to be able to take the profits? And that's the thing for me. Put myself in position to take profits. And so I missed that one, but it's okay. We didn't lose money, you know, but at the same time, it's like, yo, that's on me, because despite, we didn't lose money. It's not bad, but it doesn't matter. Like, you have the trade, that's a trade that should be going towards your P&L. You know, that's a trade that you should not have lost, or not even lost, that you shouldn't have broken even on. That should be going towards the P&L essentially. So that's that. We're in a trade on a firm right now. Back to this month. We're sitting on this one. I sized up a little bit because I also made a deposit onto the account last Friday. So I have a recurring deposit set to the account now every month that we are putting money in. So it's kind of a situation, I think, where I think it's in a good spot, because when you set up recurring deposits like that, what you end up doing is you really kind of allow the scaling to occur, because you're going to have months where you lose, and then you're going to have months where you win. And so the account will make huge strides in the months that you win. In the months that you lose, you know, depending on how much you're depositing, you might actually still go, your account value net might still go up, or it won't be going down very much because you're depositing to kind of make up for that loss. So then it allows you to keep your size the same. So essentially what it ends up doing is it allows you to keep your sizing the same, if not increase, you know, throughout. Whereas if you were to, let's say you put in $5,000 into an account and you go into drawdown and you lose, you know, $500, $1,000. If you're trading with margin, you're going to be drawing that down in terms of like your buying power a decent bit. So it could hurt you. And then maybe you have to consider sizing down, and then like, oh no, and then you start mentally getting all into it. The mental side of it doesn't need to really play into things when you're always depositing money. So that's like, I think the best way to grow an account that you are looking to like grow essentially, you know, is by continuously putting money in. So you don't have to worry about like ever sizing down. Your sizing should remain the same. And then I think it should go up only once you're, you know, ready for that, or your account value makes sense for that to occur. So that's the plan. It'll take the next couple of months. We'll see how the market goes. We're hoping for a hot market. This is also a period of time I tend to not do my best in the month of, I guess maybe it's the month of August. I could have started the month of August off nice. And then it's the August curse, dude, that I have. We'll see if we can go. If I finish the month green, that will be my first green month in August, maybe ever, which is crazy to say. I don't know. I haven't been tracking on TradeZella long enough. This will be my third year tracking on TradeZella, but I can tell you the years prior to tracking on TradeZella, I do not believe I was green either. So with that said, I'll leave a link below to TradeZella if you want to check it out. I think the link gets you 20% off, or I think you can use code TC10, but it'll save you 10% for a year. Something like that. Pick one, whatever works, whatever saves you more money, use it if you ever want to sign up. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.